All right, hopefully I am coming through loud and clear. Today we're doing something a little weird for me, or a little weird for me to do on camera, and in this crazy setup. Look at all this. Nails, man, nails. So as you can see, I've been growing these out for about 2 weeks. I have a number of great difficulties when it comes to growing out my nails, the simplest being, of course, that I'm a big nail chewer. You can see evidence of that. In fact, because I haven't been clipping or doing anything, the slant in these nails is almost entirely just because I'm like wearing them down with teeth. That's kind of gross, but there you are. Now you know. However, that being said, I've done a pretty great job of managing to get them all grown out just a little bit. They're not the cleanest in the world, but we're going to fix that up in just a moment. And as you can see, I got a mixture of basic equipment here. So I'm thinking of... tiny bit of backstory. I love nail art. I love nail polish. Taking care of my nails is a real pleasure. Something I haven't been able to do over the last several years, just due to time. Really, it's an incredibly time-intensive thing to keep good track of your nails and to keep care of them properly. And I'm going to give you a clear example of why that is right about now. But if you're trying to take basic care of your nails, there's a bunch of things that you need. The simplest and most important one is probably a crystal nail file. These guys are amazing. These are emery boards. They will do in a pinch. They're nowhere as good. Use these guys. What you should not be using ever if you're trying for long nails, if you just want to keep them super short, then ignore this advice. It's totally fine to use a clipper. Do not use clippers if you are going for long nails. The problem is that they place, as you can see, the clipper has like a flat blade. Hopefully it's not too gross, but the clipper has a flat blade, whereas your nails are curved. That places tension on the nail and can snap them off in really ugly ways. You don't want that, and also just straight up break your nail. Right? Don't want that. Don't want that. Don't do it. Don't use these if you want to get nice, long, beautiful nails like this, but much, much better. So before we go anywhere near them with any of these tools, so some of these we'll come back to maybe later. But before we go near them with any of these tools, and we're missing a pair of clippers, but that's okay. We got to talk about shape. So shaping your nail is really important. Shaping your nail is about figuring out what sort of line you're actually going to go into at the end. And I'm going to give you the standard tried and true advice for this, and that is your cuticles. You have to look to your cuticles, which is this area of the nail over here. You have to look to the shape that's being made naturally by your cuticles, and that's the shape that you should be trying to imitate with the tip of your nail. Now, if you want to grow long and beautiful nails, there's really just two basic steps. The first step is to file them and take care of them on a regular basis, and the second step is to polish them. Right now we're going to focus on the first step, on the cleaning and the filing, and then we'll do another video on the second step. It'll be fun. We'll actually put polish on nails. Crazy. So, if you're just trying to take care of them, I've already talked about it for 3 minutes, let's do some of the basic gross stuff that you got to do. So you need some sort of tool that it keeps your nails nice and clean. It's weird doing this on camera, but you can come through. Now you can see sort of white sections on the nail. That's either some sort of mild calcium deposit, or it's or it's damage due to biting at the nail, which is not too uncommon. I'm just going to collect all this nasty little gunk, and then I will trash it right beside me. All good stuff. And yeah, this is very exciting. So all I'm trying to do here is clean whatever it is out from underneath the nails. Obviously, you've been working on them. One of the great challenges of growing long nails is obviously the more and the different sort of handwork that you do, the more that gunk gets under the nails. Back when I was dishwashing, I tried to keep the nails going as best as I could, and it was really rough. It was really lame. You would put on beautiful polish, you get everything set up. The polish does sort of protect your nails a bit, so that was kind of nice. But after a night of dishwashing for 5, 6, 7 hours continuously, any polish, no matter how good, is probably going to get broken through. So at this point, I'm not getting anything out from under these nails anymore. They're starting to all look pretty nice. There's still 1 or 2 little specks. All I'm doing here is just eyeballing it. Now, here's something kind of cool. You can notice that you can push on this line at the back, and if you push too hard, you'll actually start to make a difference. We do think about that just a tiny bit when we're using tools like this. We want to be very gentle, but again, we're just trying to mimic our cuticle shape, and we'll see, and just keep things nice and constant and clean. Don't really force yourself back in there, but at the same time, feel free to worry at it, to figure it out a little bit. So this is a process that you have to enjoy if you're doing this. If you don't like it, don't do it. There's little pieces of the nail that need work and repair here as well. I can use the edge of this tool very gently to push, and this is do this very gently, but I can use this to push into my cuticles just a tiny bit. Don't want to get too crazy with it, and you'll see I'll start gathering up this little bit of skin here. So all I'm going to do with this, and I try to make sure that I'm not pushing up too much at a time. This is the sort of process that works best over a period of time, and what I'll do afterwards is just add a little bit of moisturizer, just moisturize my hands a bit, and that would clear it up. They do, of course, make... Oh, I wish I could remember what sort of oil it is. Almond oil? There's a special type of cuticle oil. It's not almond. It's not almond. I know what it is. I can do this. I can do this, brain. It's like an almond. I ate too much of them in a car and got sick when I was a kid. It has to be an apricot. Yes, apricot oil, I believe. Though that could still be wrong, but that's what comes right to me. At this point, I'm doing okay. Here again is a little case where you can see there's like layers to the cuticle. I'm not going to try and bother by pushing back the entire thing all at once. I'm just going to focus on this one little bit here. Nice and reasonable. And this is never a process that you yourself, if you're going out to get manicures, it's a different deal. They sit you down there forever. They do all the work. They're experts. They've done it a million times. If you're doing this at home, it's more about regular, consistent work and like feeling out your nails and building up these skills and getting better and better at it and figuring out what works for you and what makes you feel good and what looks good on your nails. So here, yeah, I'm getting a little too carried away with this cuticle. I always have a little bit of trouble removing them. Some people are really good at it. But I know that if I just push it back, it will just sort of sort itself out in its own time. So that's what I'm going to rely on there. See, not my most beautiful job. This line as well, not something you're going to worry about. You're going to be putting polish on that sort of stuff anyway, so don't get too carried away. Now that I've done a tiny bit of maneuvering and stuff, it's time to come at it with this guy. So this is quite a simple operation. The trick, the basic advice everybody will give is that you start in the center of the nail and you push away. Ooh, yeah. And as you can see here, from my thumbnails, we're going to go a little more. And it's very capable, right? Look at that, just saw away. For my thumbnails, I'm going to try and imitate this shape a little bit. Again, you don't have to get carried away. And remember that every piece of nail you take off is a piece of nail you don't get back. In your first pass, oh no, I'll just underdo every single nail. Underdo every single nail. It's not a race. If this isn't fun for you, you're not going to be able to maintain great nails. If you want to, yeah, just choose something else. Nails are maintenance. That's just how it goes. I'm pushing the wrong way, because of course I am. This one I'm going for a steeper angle because it's a steeper cuticle, but again, I don't want to overdo it on my first pass. The reason you're supposed to push in this sort of way, away from the center of the nail, is solely due to the strength of the nail. For nails of my length, I'm not going to lie, it's probably not going to matter. Your own individual nails have their own individual strengths as well, but that being said, it is best practice, so I know. It's really straightforward stuff, to be honest. It's more about whether or not you enjoy it, whether you enjoy this sort of task, and whether you like this sort of precision that you get. Like, I enjoy, you know, the nail clippers and things are fun, but I enjoy being able to use a tool that actually lets me shape exactly how I want the nail to go. Even if, going the wrong way again, get carried away. Even if I'm not going to get exactly the look that I want.